Do you know Alfredo pasta is the most popular pasta in America? But how do you take a recipe from Rome, bring it to America, and completely change it? There is no cream in Alfredo. If you add cream, you take Rome out of the dish. And you add too much into Alfredo, then you completely change the recipe. Today I'm going to show you the ultimate Alfredo sauce. Creamy without the cream. 3 ingredients makes fettuccine Alfredo. 250 grams of egg fresh fettuccine, should be enough for 2 people. To make fresh fettuccine, you can watch my video of how to make fresh pasta, or you can just buy the fresh fettuccine from the shop. 200 grams of grated Pecorino cheese, or you can use Parmigiano cheese. I use Pecorino because I love Pecorino, and it's Roman. 80 grams of butter. It's about 40 grams of butter per person. In the original Alfredo restaurant in Rome, they use a specific technique. If you look at this video at how the Alfredo is made in the original restaurant in Rome, they take the pasta out of the pot together with the pasta water, and they put it in a tray together with the butter, and then they add the cheese. And then it's all got to do with the way it's mixed, and the way the technique used to mix, it's what makes the Alfredo sauce. But let's be honest, it's not easy. It's a bit difficult for everyone. The recipe I'm making today is for everyone, even for people who never cooked pasta in their life. I'm gonna make a no-fail Alfredo sauce that anyone can make. And I think it's even better than the one from Rome. If you look again at the video from the Alfredo in Rome, you can see that it may be a little bit too watery, and the pasta kind of becomes way too soggy for my taste. I like to have an al dente pasta. But of course it's good the way they do it. It's the signature dish. But can we make it a little bit better than the original without changing the ingredients? Let's try. I believe we can. Let's start by boiling the fettuccine. In a large pot of water, we put 1 tablespoon of rock salt or sea salt. Now we boil the fresh fettuccine, which they should cook within 2 to 3 minutes. Quickly mix. Let's get the pasta water from the fettuccine, and let's add the pasta water in the bowl. Half a cup. What we try to do here is to turn this pecorino or parmigiano into cream. Let's put the left of the water, and can you see how the hot water is melting the cheese? Beautiful. Let me add a little bit more water. Don't be scared of the water because the pasta will absorb it anyway. Great job, great job. Look at that. Look how creamy this is. That's better than Alfredo. Make sure you keep some water in here just in case you need more for the end. But we want this cream to be kind of runny, not too thick, all right? This is the ultimate Alfredo, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the pasta is ready. So let's quickly melt the butter. Let's spread the butter and melt it before we add the pasta in. All right, the pasta is ready. Look at that. Beautiful and al dente. We don't want the pasta to be overcooked. Now let's put the pasta and a little bit of water straight in the butter, and make sure you put the flame on a low heat now, okay? We don't want to burn the pasta. All right, what we're going to do now is to make sure that the pasta makes love with the butter, okay? So at the moment, the butter needs to give flavors to the pasta. We kind of want the pasta to absorb the butter, if you know what I mean. Now, this is an important step. We have a pot here, very hot. Look at the steam. We're gonna put this right on top. What the steam now is gonna do is gonna keep the pot nice and hot, but not overcooking a pasta, okay? So, this is the moment I've been waiting for. See the cream? It's a little bit thick, a bit too thick. Let's add a little bit more pasta water. Let's make it a little bit runny. See how runny this is? Can you see how runny this is? This is the pecorino mix that we did before. Now let's put it in there. I'll give you Alfredo. This is Alfredo sauce. Look how creamy. Look at that. Look at this amazing pecorino cream. Look how creamy this is. There is no cream in there. Look how sensational. By doing this on top of the pot, we're not actually burning any cheese. We're not going to get lumps. We're just going to get a lot of cream. To be honest, we have so much cream here that I could make even half kilo pasta. Look, have you ever seen a Creamier Alfredo than this? Please tell me, have you ever seen a Creamier Alfredo? I never did. Look at that. Now we're gonna keep mixing now until the cheese kind of gets a little bit thicker, if you know what I mean. This is the beauty of cooking. Things can happen. So see, this is way too much liquid. So on a very low heat, we're gonna put this back on the stove. And I just want the liquid kind of disappear a little bit, okay? Because the pasta still nice and al dente, but I want this cream to thicken up, to become thick. All right, so make sure the stove is on a low heat. And we wait for this liquid to become thicker. In no time, the Alfredo sauce thickened up. We're ready to serve the ultimate Alfredo. This creamy pasta is now ready to be served. See the cream? We're gonna put the cream all over it, just like that. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. You tell me if you've ever seen a creamy Alfredo like this. Without the cream, of course. This is the creamiest Alfredo I've ever seen in my life. Look at that. Do you need more cheese on top? Well, if you want more cheese on top, then you're a cheese maniac. You are obsessed with cheese. I think there is plenty of cheese on it. But if you want more, go for it. Let's do the test and see how creamy this is. The pecorino kick mixed with butter. Ooh, butter and pecorino really love each other. I think I'm gonna use the combination more and more lately. Butter and pecorino. Wow. This is the Alfredo that the Americans were supposed to take back home to America. From Rome to America. Pecorino cheese or Parmigiano Reggiano mixed with butter, pasta water, and nice fresh fettuccine. How can you go wrong? After you see this, how can you still put cream and all the herbs and the chicken and the prawns and whatever you want to use, lobster meat, whatever, in the Alfredo? This is perfection. No parsley. Maybe some pepper if you want, but you don't have to. This is perfection. There is nothing better than simplicity, and this is simplicity at its best. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the ultimate creamy Alfredo. Let me know in the comment below if you are still gonna use cream or not after you watch this. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you on the next Vincenzos Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia. Vincenzos Plate.